welcome to another episode of Solo Playthroughs. We are going to do our maiden voyage for the game of Spirit Island for solo playthroughs. So as you can see, I have everything set up. I do have the Branch and Claw expansion. We are going to do a level 1 adversary today. I will not do a scenario. So I do have an app that I use to randomize where I have all the various options for Spirit Island plugged in. So let's see what comes up. We're playing level 1 Sweden. So I have the adversary card of Sweden. Level 1 Sweden, if the invaders do at least 6 damage to the land during Ravage, you add an extra blight. This additional blight does not destroy spirit or spirit presence or cause cascade. Since we're not playing level 2 France or higher, I will take away the Slave Rebellion card, so that will go away. I need to shuffle the event deck and go from there. So general thoughts about Spirit Island. Spirit Island is one of my favorite games. It's just a really well finely tuned puzzle, really. I mean, it lacks some of the moments, like when you're playing Arkham and you get a good pull and you defeat an enemy or you win a scenario. It has that moment of excitement. I fear with Spirit Island, if you're going to win, you tend to see the win coming for a while, so it takes away some of that, the relief and the release that comes with a good victory. But the puzzle is so finely tuned. All of these spirits are so different than each other that the challenge of learning how to really play each spirit well, how each spirit plays matched up with the different adversaries, it's just a really cool game. Now the scenarios, I don't use the scenarios in solo play. Maybe I will one day. I'm not, just not at that place where I feel that's necessary. The adversaries themselves make it hard enough and present enough of a challenge. But I have done a number of scenarios with friends and do enjoy the challenges that come with that in a 2 or 3 player game of Spirit Island. I have not ever played a 4-player game of Spirit Island. I would not recommend it. I just think it would take way too long, but maybe one day I will end up doing so. So I have my 9 healthy island cards. Remember, the base game comes with 2. The Branch and Claw expansion comes with 7 more. So I rolled a 2, so I'm going to choose from one of these 5, and I will randomly choose number 2 based on that roll, and we'll put these 8 aside. I do like the healthy island cards that come with healthy / blighted island cards that come with the expansion a lot. They just add a lot more variety, and some of the original 2 can be really punishing. That continued effect every round, having to either destroy a spirit or I forget what the other one was, but the variety of like big hits, the cards that give you benefits but only have 2 blight on them. I mean, there's different challenges and replayability factors that are significantly increased with the healthy / blighted island cards that come with the expansion. Alright, so level 1 Sweden carries a 3/3/3 fear deck. So that would be 3 in Terra level 1, 3 cards between Terra level 2 and Terra level 3, and then 3 cards after Terra level 3 before the auto victory condition. So I will shuffle the fear deck. We're going to take... Well, honestly, I'm not that good of a reader, so I did not read them that quick. I cut the deck anyway. So put 3 cards on top of level 2, 3 cards below that, and 3 cards there. So we have our fear deck set, and now we'll go there. We have 4 fear there for a solo game. The rest of these fear cards can go away. Now we're going to randomly choose one of the 4 boards. So we're going to use board A. Now, if I'm playing and I'm not recording it, or if I'm playing with my friends, I do really like the thematic boards. I just find they don't record as well. It's hard enough to distinguish some of the wetlands from the sands as it is, and finding some of the lines can be really tricky. So I don't think it would be a good idea for recording this, at least not until I significantly upgrade my camera. But right now we'll just stick with the non-thematic boards. When you're playing with a non-thematic board, on each board you put a disease on number 2, and you put a beast in the lowest numbered land that does not have a pre-printed icon. So those two things would go there and there. Again, disease prevents the next build. Beast interact with the event cards in some really cool ways that I really enjoy. Some of the, again, it really brings out some of the thematic elements of this game. There's going to be a city on number 2. There's going to be a town on number 8. I had these towns set aside in case I picked France, because again, you only have a limited supply of towns, but that doesn't apply with Sweden. And there's going to be a blight in number 4. So now is the moment of truth. Well, we can set our invader deck. Roll a die, pick number 4, so that's going to come out. We have stage 2 invader cards. I'll roll a die, pick number 5, so that's going to come out. And we're going to pick from the stage 3 invader cards. Roll number 6, so that's going to come out. So here we are with our invader deck. Great. So let's get to the spirit board. I am going to be a spread of rampant green. Alright, spread of rampant green. It is a moderate complexity character according to the game itself. It is really strong on defense. Not that great with fear. Again, according to this, you're going to put 2 of your presence on the starting board, 1 in the highest number wetland, which was 5, and 1 in a jungle without any Dahan, so 8. Alright. Spread of rampant green. Again, one of the coolest things about this game is just how different and how well thought out each of these spirits are. There is only really one spirit that I just do not like. I don't get it. I don't appreciate it. But the rest of them are all super fun to play because they present their own challenges. I often, when I explain this game to people and why I like it, I really feel like the designer sat down and he wasn't like trying to force a spirit onto a certain set of mechanics. It was more like, all right, I want to make this kind of spirit. What does that look like, and how can I crystallize that in a board game mechanic form? And it really shows just the thought and care that went into the decisions that went into the game design of this game that I really appreciate. All right, so I need to get my starting 4 cards. And as the final step of setup, we are going to flip a card. The invader's initial explore action will be into the mountains. And because we're using a non-thematic board, we know that there will always be a source of explorers in the initial step in every game. Spread of rampant green's initial cards. We have Stem the Flow of Fresh Water. It is a slow card. You can use it within 1 of any of your sacred places. It does 1 damage to 1 town or city, and if the target land is a mountain or a sands, instead it does 1 damage to each town or city. The Overgrow in a night, that takes 2 presence, 2 energy to play. It is a fast action. It has moon and vegetation as the elements. It can be played within 1 of wherever you have presence. It allows you to add a presence in the target land has your presence and invaders 3 fear. The field's choked with growth. It has a sun, it has a water, it has a vegetation. It is a slow action. Vegetation or plant. Probably saying the wrong word here. Plant. Yeah, vegetation is too wordy. All right, so plant. It is a 1 away from wherever you have presence. You can push a town or you can push 3 Dahan. And then the gift of proliferation. It is 1 energy to play. It has a moon and plant. It is a fast action. You get to target another spirit. However, in the solo variant, that means you can also target yourself, and you can have 1 presence up to 1 away from where you already have presence. My growth options. I will always, and I mean always, every round, I will add a presence to a jungle or a wetland. All right, and it could be 2 away from where I currently have presence. So again, spread of rampant green. They do mean rampant. I will be putting presence on the board very quickly, which is great. Plus pick 1. I can reclaim cards and gain a power card. I can add a presence 1 away from where I have, plus 1 card play this turn. Or I can gain a power card and gain 3 energy. Special rules. Choke the land with green. Whenever invaders would ravage or build in a land with your sacred place, you prevent it by destroying 1 of your presence in that land. Now, that is optional. All right? I used to think that you had to do that based on the wording there. However, just like when you have a power card, you can choose to ignore all the text and just use it for the elements. This is thematically similar in that you can choose as a spirit to not choke the land with green if you would prefer to keep your presence instead of destroying 1 of the presence on that sacred place. Steady regeneration. When adding presence to the board via growth, you may optionally use your destroyed presence. If the island is healthy, you can do so freely. If the island is blighted, doing so costs 1 energy per destroyed presence you add. And finally, we get to the innate powers. The spread of rampant green has 2 innate powers. 1 is a slow power. You can only do it on a land where you have presence already. Again, it has 0 range. If I have 1 moon and 2 plants, I can do 1 damage to a town or a city. If I have 2 moons and 3 plants, I can repeat this power. And if I have 3 moons and 4 plants, I can repeat this power again. So basically, you can kill a city if you have 3 moons and 4 plants. Problem with spread of rampant green is to get 4 card actions, I need to get all the way to the end of my my card plays row, or I need to use this, which allows me to again do add a presence and then play 1 plus card play this turn. My other innate action is all enveloping green. It's a fast action. Within 1 of where I have a sacred place, I can defend 2, or instead I can defend 3. If I have 2 water and 4 plants, to defend 2, I need 1 water and 3 plants. And then finally, I can do 3. If I have 3 water, 1 earth, and 5 plant, I can also remove a blight. All right, so that is that. Looking at where this board is now, I want to decide what I need to do. So we know the invaders are going to build in both of those mountains. I could potentially prevent that build. All right, so my first choice is I always place a presence, add a presence to a jungle or a wetland 2 away from where I already have presence. So I will place a presence here to give me a sacred place pretty central in the board. As far as my growth option, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a presence, and I'm going to unlock another plant here. And I'm going to put this presence on this mountain space. Now, Now I get +1 card play because I did the add 1 presence. So I'm going to play these. I'm going to be able to play 2 cards when I do my card play. So let me go to the presence phase to make sure we keep this orderly. So now I get the 1 for my energy track, and then I will get the 1 card play plus the 1 card play. So I'm going to play these 2 cards, and I'll put the 1 money there to show I'm paying for it. Now, as a fast action, so I have defend 2 for this all enveloping green. Nothing's ravaging, so I'm just not even going to bother with that. So I'm foregoing that power. I am going to add 1. Now, again, this is normally targets another spirit, but since I am playing solo, I can target myself. So I can add 1 spirit up to 1 away from their spirit. I'm going to add a spirit onto this mountain as my first action. That's my only fast action, and I do have access to this power, which is 1 damage to a city or a town. All right, I do not have a second moon, so I do not have the ability to do the repeat this power option on that power. All right. So that are all the fast powers. I'm going to continue on with the turn order. Blighted Island effect. We are Healthy Island, so where there's no Blighted Island effect, we're going to draw our first event card. Sacred sites under threat. Invaders have begun to find hidden places of natural power. You may let the island's strength repulse them. Each sacred place pushes 1 explorer or town to an adjacent land. Remove 1 blight per player from the blight card, returning it to the box. My other option is I can guard 3 energy per land where I do damage, aided by fire. In each land with a sacred place and invaders, I can either do 2 damage or destroy 1 presence from each spirit. Alright, so ultimately my options are I have no fire, so I cannot, and I have no energy, so I literally have no option to do 2 damage in a land that has a sacred place and invaders. Well, it's not great. So my only option is let the island strength repulse them. So each sacred place pushes 1 explorer or town to an adjacent land. I'll push this explorer to this land, so he won't even build. And I have to remove 1 blight per player and return it to the box. So not great. So I am 1 blight away from going to Blighted Island. Alright, Beast Prowl. Each beast generates 1 fear if invaders are present. There is an invader present there, so I will take 1 fear for that. Each spirit with at least 4 Dahan among its lands gains a minor power. I do not have 4 Dahan, so that event card is resolved. Earn fear cards, I have none. We're going to go to the invader actions. The invaders are going to build. They don't build there. They are going to build here. Alright, we are going to get the first Explore card off the deck. Second Explore card, I should say. We are putting an Explorer in this wetland, an Explorer in this wetland. The cards will advance. And now we go to slow powers. So my slow powers, I will do 1 damage to each because it's a mountain. I can do 1 damage, 1 away from a sacred place. I'm going to do 1 damage to each town or city. That's 1 damage there. And then I don't have presence there. Shoot. Alright, that's fine. I can do 1 damage here. And then I can, since in a place where I have presence, I'm gonna undo this damage here. I'm gonna do it in the jungle instead, so at least I can kill something. Because I have presence there, I can do 1 damage to 1 town or city. This is already damaged by my power, so I have destroyed that city or that town, and I will generate a fear that way. All right. So those are my slow powers. We're going to do that. I can defend 2 there next turn if I pick the right cards, so that will be fine. So this round is over. Time passes. Nothing needs to heal. So we will go to the next round. What do I want to do? All right, so I will always place my presence in a jungle or wetland every turn, which is fine. So I'll put 1 presence there, and we'll see what I want to do with that in a second. I think I'm going to gain a power card, and I will gain 3 energy for the second part of my growth phase. I pull Disorienting Landscape, drift down into slumber, encompassing ward, and quicken the earth struggles. So I'm looking initially, does anything have a moon and a plant? Because those are probably where I want to start. Yes, the rest are defense cards. This allows me to push an explorer and add some wilds. I am actually going to grab that. Again, the elements are almost more important than the powers when it comes to this game, because again, the more you can unlock elements, it's like adding an extra card to your hand every turn if you are doing some of these things in the bottom row, right? So all right, as my 1 action this turn, because I don't have the extra 1 card play this turn, first I'm going to take the 2 money from my presence from the energy track, and then I have this 1 card. I'm going to place this for free, and I think that will, that's a slow power. Shoot. probably should have done something different, but this is fine. I'm just gonna go Blighted Island quick, unless I get lucky with the event card. I think. Actually, I can try to increase my likelihood here too, if I want to generate some fear. We're gonna do that. All right, so I'm putting both of those. So I'm paying for this card. It's a fast power. I can either add a presence, or if a target land has your presence and invaders, 3 fear. So I'm gonna make this the target land. It has my presence and invaders. We're gonna generate 3 fear to give me my first fear card. That is the end of my powers. I have no other slow powers or fast powers this round. We are then going to go to the invader phase. There is no Blighted Island. We're going to pull the event card. Farmers seek the Dahan for aid. The Dahan are uncertain whether to teach the invaders farming techniques more in tune with the island's life. You recommend them. You recommend they on each board 2 damage to Dahan in a land with towns or cities. So we spurn the invaders. So we spurn the invaders. We're doing 2 damage to Dahan in a land with towns and cities. So I'd have to basically kill this Dahan. I would add a blight to a land with at least 2 towns and cities. None of those exist. And towns and cities have -1 health to a minimum of 1 until the end of the turn. Or I can teach the invaders. Ooh, I like this actually. On each board, add a town to a land with Dahan. All right, we're gonna do this. All right, so I'm gonna teach the invaders. I'm gonna add a town to a land with Dahan. I'm gonna add it here. The next normal ravage becomes a build. This could be on a future turn. It will be this turn. On half of the boards rounding up, add a disease to a land with Dahan and invaders. Do 2 damage to the Dahan there. To add damage. Alright, so I'm going to add a disease to the same land where I added the town. And I do 2 damage to the Dahan there. So this Dahan is dead. Because again, damage has to be applied efficiently. So that event card is done. I'm going to keep it down here next to the Ravage card so I don't forget. We're now going to go to fear cards. I did earn 1 fear card. Each player removes a explorer from a land with Dahan. So this explorer will go away. Alright, so Ravage. The next now Ravage becomes a build. So the invaders are going to build a city here. There is nothing to build here, so there's no build to prevent. It just is what it is. So that is done. So since I did that, I will put that event card in the event discard pile. And then we're going to build. This build is prevented because of the disease. And I will choose to destroy my presence to prevent that build on the other wetlands. And now we go to the Explorer. We are exploring into sands. There is a source. So I put 1 here and 1 here. Alright, so we managed to not go blighted. It's not ideal. Busier board than I was hoping at this point, but I think we're in a better place by making that next Ravage a build. So we come back to the growth phase because time passes. Well, cards will advance. I have no slow powers. Time passes. There's nothing that needs to be healed. So we go back to growth. I always add a presence to wetlands or jungle. And I'm going to pick this growth option again to get the 1 extra card play. And I'm really going to be looking at... Oh, I don't get a card. Never mind. I'm going to pick this option to get a power card. And I'm going to gain 3 energy again. Alright, so that 3 energy is some growth. Minor powers, I pulled Scour the Land. Does not have moon, plant, or water, so probably not going to keep that. Entrancing Apparitions. That does have a moon and a water. No plant, but there will be enough plants on the board that maybe that won't matter. Delusions of Danger. It has sun, moon, and sky. And last, Nature's Resilience, defense 6. You may instead remove a blight. It has plant and water. No, just plant. It has moon, plant, and animal. Not moon. It has earth, plant, and animal. Alright. Defense 6 is nice. Will allow me to do some defending without having to store presence. Was hoping for a moon plant combo, but obviously that wasn't in the cards. Literally. So this allows me to defend 6 or remove a blight, which would allow, wasn't terrible, but I would need 2 water, so that's probably not gonna happen very often with my cards. I can push an explorer or generate 2 fear. That would allow me to prevent this build here pretty easily. Defend 2 if no invaders are present. Gather up to 2. That's going to be the least likely destroy. That's adding a blight. Alright, so I am going to take the defend defense 6. And now I have 2 card plays. So we're going to take my presence for this round. I'm going to actually change up 6 of this. So I have 8 energy, which is good. It's a lot for Rampant Green. And I have to pick 2 of these cards. Definitely want the moon. And I think, yeah, I definitely want the water as well. All right, so I'm going to spend the 1 for Disorienting Landscape. Fields choked with growth is free. Looking at my elements, I have 1 damage to 1 city, and I also have a defend 2 option, 1 away from where I have a sacred place. So what am I going to do? So I'm going to do my fast powers. I am going to place this here, so that is defend 2, which is good. My other fast power is I can push I'll push this explorer into this jungle. But if the target land was a mountain or jungle, I could also add a wild. Unfortunately, it is not, but I will prevent that build there, which makes me happy. So this I will exhaust to show that I have done that. So I have a slow power card and my slow and 8 power left to go. We're going to go to the... We're going to continue on with the turn. We have no blighted island effect, so we have to pull an event card. It's our 3rd one. We're still healthy. On each board, add a town to a land with explorers towns. Adding a lot of towns. Don't love it. All right, we're gonna add this town here. On each board, add a disease to a sands or mountains with the most towns or cities. That's gonna be here. There's a sand fever outbreak. Hate when that happens. Each sphere with at least 2 Dahong among its lands. I do. Gains 1 energy, so I get 1 more energy. So that's the entire event card. There are no earned fear cards, so we're going to go right to the invader actions. We are ravaging. We're ravaging there. It's only damage of 1. It doesn't do any blight to the land. It doesn't kill my presence, so it's like nothing happens. This city is attacking with a 3. Now I'm defended 2, so there's a balance of 1. The Dahan is injured, but not dead. I will take the reminder token away. There's a shield token away. And then their Dahan is going to retaliate 2, so this city is now down to 1 strength left. Alright, ravaging is done. We're building. There's nothing to build there. This disease is going to come away. So that is done, and then we go to the explore card. Now the escalator for Sweden is after the invaders explore into each land this phase. If that land has at least as many invaders as Dahan, replace 1 Dahan with a town. Isn't great. Alright, so we are going to explore into this sands, and we're going to explore into this sands. This does have more invaders than towns, so we replace this Dahan with a town, or at least as many invaders as towns. So alright, so this is going to be a big problem for us next turn. The back-to-back sands, back-to-back terrain is always a special sort of problem in this game, but we could be in a worse spot for sure. So what am I going to do? I am going to use this power. I get to do 1 damage to a town or a city. I do have 1 moon and 2 plants, so I'm going to do the last bit of damage to this city and knock that out. That gives us 2 fear. The second thing I'm going to do is I can either push a town or I can push 3 Dahan. I'm going to push my target land is going to be here, so I'm going to push as many Dahan as I can. If I had 3, I would have to push all 3. Instead, I'll just push this 1 wounded one, and I'll push him here. So when they ravage here next turn, that guy's going to ravage, and he will die before he has a chance to build. All right, so good. There's a productive turn altogether. I will put that 1 thing there. This will go here. Time's going to pass. Since time passes, I will heal that Dahan. And now we go to the growth phase. Shoot. Still not going to be at 3 card plays. So, it's been a while since I played Rampant. I feel like I did something wrong, but that's fine. We're all learning. Can defend 6 there if I just keep that. This might be a little crazy, but I'm not going to reclaim my cards. I'm going to put, again, I always add a presence to a jungle or a wetland. I'll add it to this jungle, which gives it a sacred place there, which I like. I'm going to gain another power card. I'm going to gain 3 energy. Now, I think I'm going to gain a major. I think that makes some sense. Yeah, I want to gain a major power, and I'm going to drop Overgrow in the night. So I'm forgetting this power. major powers. Sweep into the sea. It has a sun, a sky, and water. Volcanic eruption. Sweep into the sea costs 4. Volcanic eruption costs 8. It has a fire and earth. Unrelenting growth has a sun, fire, water, and plants. And instruments of their own ruin has a sun, fire, sky, and animal. That's an interesting card. That's a really interesting card. I have no sons. I have one son. So Volcanic Eruption is 6 fear, 20 damage, destroy all Dahan and animals. Add 1. Oh, add beasts. Add 1 blight. The adding 1 blight is a problemo. And I'm not gonna be able to unlock the bottom thing there. The sweep into the sea allows me to destroy all explorers and towns. In the nearest, if the land is coastal, or I can push all explorers and towns 1 land toward the nearest ocean, which is intriguing. Instruments of their own ruin. I can add a strife. Each invader with strife deals damage to other invaders in target land, which is interesting. Instead of invaders ravaged in target land, they damage invaders in adjacent lands. Oh, that's really interesting. I'm gonna get 4 sons anyway. That's a really interesting card. I don't know if I've seen that one. In truth, none of them have a moon. I think I'm going to keep sweeping to the sea. I don't know if I'm going to keep it for very long though. I think the next time I get a major power, I'm probably forgetting this. The elements just aren't matching up with what I want. But I have it now. I get the 3 energy for the rest of my growth phase. The presence phase, I get 2 more energy. And so I'm going to play these 2 cards. And I put 1 here. I put 4 here. And that is that. So that's a slow power. Fast power, I can defend 6. I will defend 6 here. I actually don't have access to either of my innate powers, which is, again, a pretty unlucky major power draw. Just did not get the elements to match up with me. But that is just how it goes sometimes. Alright, so defense 6. I will put this on its side, sweep into the sea. Fine. We now go to the rest of the turn. There is no Blighted Island effect. We get our 4th event card. Missionaries arrive. They teach and spread lessons of a foreign god. You may, for each board, discard the top minor power. If it has a sun, push 1 Explore from a land with Dahan, otherwise replace one Dahan with a town. After resolving this card, return it to the event under the top 2 cards. Or I can curse the tongues of the foreigners. I can get 4 energy per player, aided by Sun. Each spirit adds 1 disease to a land with cities, 2 fear per player during the next normal ravage. Cities do +3 damage. Alright, that's just kind of a no-brainer for me. So I am going to spend the 4 energy. I have 1 Sun in play, so that reduces the cost by 1. Remember, it's 1 in play, reduced by 1. If you forget a card, it's +4. And if you discard a card that's on the left of your board instead of the right, the way I play at least, you get +2. So I have 1 in play, so that is 1. I'm going to spend the other 3 just straight up with energy, because I have the extra energy. Why not? So I get to add a disease to a board that has a city. It's basically just putting another disease in this mountain. I generate 2 fear, which gives me another earned fear card. And during the next normal ravage, cities do +3 damage, which again isn't a problem because there are no cities in the sands, and the sands are the ones ravaging this turn. Each beast destroys 1 explorer. There is 1 explorer in the land with the beast, so that is destroyed. We now go to fear cards. My fear card is, we're still at terror level 1. Each player removes a explorer from a coastal land. So this explorer is removed. That is fine. And now we go to the invader actions. Ravage. This is defended 6. It does 6 damage, so it is perfectly defended. We are good there. This guy is ravaging 1. It injures the Dahan. The Dahan retaliates with 2 and kills the explorer. Now I get to my slow powers. I get to push all explorers and towns 1 land toward the nearest ocean. And eventually, if I get a coastal, I can just destroy them all. So I think I'll just push all of these toward the nearest ocean. And eventually, if I can get them 1 more, the 3rd time I use this, I can just destroy everything in that mountain. But we'll see. Oh, shoot. I did not do the rest of the invader actions. My bad. Rest of the invader actions. Build. There is no build there. Build. We get a city here. Explore. Coastal land. So there's no escalator, which is good. We get this, and this. The invader cards advance. Yeah, I'm going to push all of these to try to prevent a blight there. Alright. So now we're going to put the 5 energy I just spent in the appropriate piles. I have 0 cards that I haven't used, so I guess I should finally reclaim cards. So we're back to growth. I always add a presence to a jungle or a wetland. I will add this presence here, and now I finally have 3 card plays a turn without having to rely on the add 1 presence and 1 card plus 1 card play their turn. Alright, so that is good. I reclaimed my card, so I get another power card. I will take a minor, I think, because I'm probably going to keep this around. That it is costing 4 a turn, and I just spent 3, so we'll see how this goes. Alright, infested aquifers. If target land is disease, 1 damage to each invader. If target land is a mountain or a wetland, 1 fear and add 1 disease. Alright, second option, that costs 1 presence. This also costs 1 energy. Confounding Mists is a fast action. Defend 4. Each invader added to target land this turn may be immediately pushed to an adjacent land. The next one, energy elemental boon. Target spirit gains 3 elements of their choice. And finally, the Prowling Panthers. It is a moon, a fire, and an animal element. 1 fear, add 1 beast. If target land has beast, destroy all explorers and towns. Which might not be the first. Man, I'm back to feeling the importance of this these elements. I'm not gonna lie. If I get oh man, that's gross. Because if I had 1 more card that had a moon and a plant, I could pretty much destroy a city every turn. Alright. I'm gonna keep Prowling Panthers just because of the unique set of circumstances I'm finding myself in right now, because then I could destroy a whole bunch of stuff next turn. I think that'll be a really powerful play. So it's a little unusual. It's not, again, the element strategy I think is stronger normally, but I just ended up with a really weird sequence of cards right now. So now, this is my money. I'm going to get the 2 energy because of my presence track. So I have 7 money total, and now I can play 3 cards because I have 3 card plays. I do want to play that. Now I need at least 2 plants because I want to be able to defend 2 there. Oh, time passed to this Dahan. Healed. So anything that doesn't have a plant is definitely not an option. This will allow me to prevent a build. Try to save these 3 because then I can kill a city next turn. Oh, I can kill a city this turn. Nope, I can't. Huh. Alright, I'm rethinking this, obviously. Alright, let me kill a city this turn because it's fun. Do this. We will do I need a moon. This I want to save, so I'm going to do this. All right, so I have to pay for these 3 cards. It's my final answer. I'm not going to overthink this too much. So what do we have here? I have the 1 water and the 2 and the 3 plants that I'm going to need to defend 2 here, because it's 1 away from where I have a sacred place. So that is defended. I have the 2 moons and the 3 plants I need to have this power. That's a slow power, but I'll put a reminder token there so I don't forget it. I can push a explorer in any land that is 2 away from where I have a sacred place. I'm going to push this explorer here, and in the target land, since it is a jungle, I get to add a wilds, which will prevent the next explorer in that land, which I'm more than happy to do that. And now I can add a presence up to 1 away from their presence. I will add a presence here. No, I can always put it there. I'll add a presence there and just got presence all over the board. So these 2 are done. I will put them sideways to show that I've used those powers. And then after the fact, I will have 1 slow power card, and I will have my 1 slow innate power. All right, so we're going to move on. We're going to go to the rest of the turn. There is no Blight of the Islands. We don't have to worry about that. The event card. Should be 4 here, yeah. So it's the 5th event card, so that's right. Years of Little Rain. A terrible drought parches the land. You may, for each board, discard the top discard the top minor power. If it lacks water, add 1 blight to a sand. That would make me go to Blight of the Island. Towns, cities, and Dahan have -1 health until the end of the turn. Or, for the cost of 4 energy per player, aided by water, each spirit may add 1 presence to one of their lands with Dahan. Man, I don't love it, but I can get a lot more energy. Alright, I'm going to ease the drought. I have 1 water in play, so that's 1. I'm going to discard this card, so that's 2. So that's a total of 3, and then I just spend the 1 more energy for 4. Now I can add a presence to one of my lands with Dahan. And what I'm going to do is, since we're not blighted yet, I'm actually going to use my destroyed spirit, because I'm going to start going through these pretty quick anyway, and I'm going to I can add this to one of my lands with Dahan. I will add it to this jungle and call it a day. Alright, so that is done. Oh, next. Each beast does 2 damage. Ooh, that's intriguing. Remove any token that destroys a city or a town. Do not want to move that token, so I'm actually going to just destroy. I'm just going to do 2 damage to that 1 city there, which is actually really interesting. During Ravage in every land, defend 1 per Dahan. Perfect. We go to earned fear cards. There are none. Have not been earning fear that quickly. So we go to the normal invader actions. We're ravaging. Nothing there to ravage. This is defended 2. The balance of 1 does not cause any blight, which is good. Coastal. We're going to build. There is no build here. We're going to build in the wetlands, and then we'll take one of these disease tokens. So build is prevented in the mountains. Yeah, that's fine. So that is done. We're going to go to the explore step. Exploring into the mountains. So we'll explore here, and we explore here. Remember, because of the escalator, there's as many explorers as there are invaders as there are Dahan, so we have to replace the 1 invader, the 1 Dahan, with a town. So that was kind of brutal, but I think we're okay. So this will advance the invader cards, and now we get to do the slow powers. All right. I am going to do the slow powers in this mountain. So I have 1 damage since the mountain, 1 damage to each city and town. This is dead. This is injured. So that generates 2 fear. And then with my innate power, I'm going to do I'll target this mountain here. I'm going to do 2 damage in there. So 1 damage to 1 city or town, and then repeat this power. I'm going to ultimately destroy this town. And that generates 1 fear. So I get another fear card. We go to terror level 2. And I like where we're at. Alright. So I'll put these 2 money away. We'll put these cards in a discard, and then we'll go back to the growth phase. So we're going to add, as always, a presence to a wetland or a wetland or a jungle. So I'll make all of the wetlands and jungles are now sacred places. I'm actually gonna unlock this one because, you know, I can. I'm gonna take a minor power, and we'll see what I pull. Devouring ant, it has sun, earth, and animal. Swarming wasp, it has fire, sky, and animal. Savage mob beast has fire and animal, and enticing splendor has sun, sky, and plant. I think I just gotta go there. We'll see. Oh, time passes, so this town's gonna heal. Man, what a weird sequence of events this round's been. Alright, we're actually gonna keep the savage mob beast. Forget elements, who cares? Welcome to Solo Playthroughs, where I tell you my strategy and then do something exactly opposite. Alright, so we are going to, since we got our power card, we're going to get our 3 energy from that. And then we're going to get 2 more energy from the presence track. And now I have 4 card plays, so I'm going to play all 4 of these bad boys. We are going to take a look at elements. I have 2 plants and 1 moon, so that's unlocked. God knows if that will be helpful. Probably not. And then I have 1. Oh, that extra water would be nice. I have 1 water, and I have just the 2 plants. Wow, that's weird. All right, so I can defend 6 in 1 land. I will defend 6 here. So there's that shield. Everything else I have is a slow power. All right, we're good. We're gonna proceed with the turn order. There is no blighted island because we're a healthy island. Yeah, we are. Event card, healthy island, urban development. During the next normal ravage, each city does +2 damage. If there is no ravage this phase, leave this card with a ravage base until there is one. So glad we did not pull this last time. On each board, add 1 disease. Ignore disease during builds this invader phase. I will add this disease out here, because why not? One fear per land with invaders where Dahan outnumber invaders. 0, because my Dahan keep being assimilated by these awful Swedes. So we're going to go there. Earn fear card. We are on level 2. Invaders do not build on lands where Dahan outnumber cities or towns. Also not useful. Alright, ravaging. This is defended 6, so no harm. I'm going to destroy this spirit to prevent this ravage based on choke the land with green. And there's nothing there to ravage. Great. Build. We're ignoring disease this turn, so this actually builds a city, which is rough. We're building a town here. I can prevent that. I might. Yeah, I'm going to choke the land with green there as well. And now we're going to the last stage to explore. We're exploring into wetlands. So we have a source of explorers there and a source of explorers here. And there were no Dahans, so there was no one was swayed by you Swedes this turn. Go away. All right, so that is done. Now, what can I do? I am going to use Sweep into the Sea to destroy all explorers and towns here. So that won't build. I think that's right. It's done. So even if it's not, we're done. It destroyed a lot of stuff, so I can't be that upset. I am going to then target here. It is a mountain. It has a beast. I'm going to destroy one explorer or town. I'll destroy this town. And that's another fear. So that's done. I'm now going to target yeah, I think that's right. This jungle, and I'm going to generate 1 fear and 1 damage, and I have 3 animals somehow because, you know, I'm playing clearly a spread of rampant green. Do another damage. That's done. That generates 4 fear, which is an event card or a fear card. And then with my other power, I can do 1 damage to 1 city or town. Obviously not all that useful. So I am going to take this 6 money I spent, throw it around. Alright, so all my cards are here. I will reclaim my cards. In the growth phase, does anything need to be healed? No. I am going to put a presence in a jungle or a wetland. I'm going to give myself a second plant. I'll put this here to make them all sacred places again. And I gain 1 power card. It is time, I believe, for another major power. No, probably not. We'll go with minor. Maybe I'll start actually getting the resources I want, elements I want. All right, so that has moon, fire, and sky. There's water and animal, defend 5. If I have a sky, I can increase the range by 1. This is gather as moon, fire, sky, and plant. Gather 1 explorer or town. And the last one is gather up to 2 Dahan. Dahan have 2+2 health while in the target land. This is a no-brainer. I need the moon and sky, and that will just really help me start killing these cities. All right, remember we are in terror level 2, so if I can kill all these towns and these and the 2 cities, we win. So let's try to do that. What do I want? I'm going to try. Alright, we're going to definitely play that because I want to defend 6. We're going to play that because I want to move all this stuff close to close because I can potentially just destroy it next turn and get this thing over with. So now I need 2 moons with my last 2 cards. And now I need a moon and a vegetation. Ooh. Actually, maybe I'm thinking about this a little wrong. If I can get a second... Maybe I can defend 4 here instead of having to worry about playing the defend 6 card. Still not going to be able to... oh, okay. Cool. Now if I get 2 moons, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Sometimes. Alright, I'm going to play this, and I need a moon and a vegetation. We will play this. So I reclaim my cards. I gained a power card. So now we go to the presence phase. I am going to get 2 energy. Now I have 5 energy. 5 energy total. Yuck. Going to replace this guy with this guy. So all my energy's on the board. Cool. Fast powers. I can gather a city, like a town, or an explorer. What is the point? Well, let me look at my thing. So I have 2 water and 4 vegetation, or 4 plants. I have 2 plants on the board and then 2 plants on my cards. So I can defend 4. I will defend 4 here. That is only attacking 5 as currently stands. Hopefully it does not change. I also have this power where I have 2 moons and 3 plants. I have actually 4 plants, but I do not have the 3rd moon, so that should go well. I need to gather a town or a explorer into a land that has no invaders. Oh. I'm going to choose to ignore that. I'm just going to use that for the elements, which is fine. The rest of my powers are slow. So we're going to go to the rest of the turn. We're still healthy. Event card. Healthy Island. During the next normal ravage, each... Yowza. That's really bad. Each town does +1 damage, so we're going to leave that there. Oh, shoot. Okay, we did this right, so this goes away. All right. All right, so this is going to do... Oh, there's no town there anyway, so we're good. Each town does +1 damage. Each beast destroys 1 explorer. Add 1 beast on the board without 1, so this one of these explorers is dead. And add a Dahan to a jungle or a wetland with Dahan. We have 1 measly option. So that is fine. Earn Fear card. Terror level 2. Defend 2 on all lands. Look at this. Amazing. So we're ravaging here is defended 1 billion. So this is going to come away. Ravaging here doesn't do any damage. We're building here. Nothing to build. I'm going to destroy a spirit to prevent the build there. We're going to go to exploring. We have no more escalators to worry about. We are exploring into... Well, this prevents explore here. The other jungle does have a source, so this will explore. We are going to explore in the wetlands now, here and here. Slow power phase. I'm going to do 1 away from a sacred place. This jungle is still a sacred place, so I'm going to do 1 damage here. It's, oh, I don't have presence there. Shoot. I'm going to do 1 damage here. And then I'm going to use my innate power to do 2 more damage since I am at the 2nd level. So this is dead. That generates 2 fear. The invader cards are going to move. I should do that. This is 1. I'm going to push all towns and cities 1 place closer to the coast. So I'm putting it there. So that is done. And I have 1 more power. I can generate a fear and add a beast. Cool. I'm going to generate 1 fear and add a beast to this jungle. All right, I am done. So, my question. If I just reclaim cards, would not be a great idea because I won't have enough money to play the card that will allow me to destroy everything there. So I really want to set this up that I win 2 turns from now. Alright, so I'm going to add a presence to a jungle or a wetland. So I'm going to make this a sacred place again. That will give me 3 money. I am now going to that's a really weird assortment of... I want another moon. I'm going to gain a power card and gain 3 money, and I want just hopefully get something with a moon. Moon me. No. I guess that's not the greatest use of that phrase, but I was mooned. Yay. All right. Add 1 strife. All right, we're good with this. I'm taking that moon. It also has a water, which is hugely helpful. And now I have in the presence phase, I'm going to get 3 more money. So I have 6 money total. And I can play 4 cards. So we are going to play. Don't have to worry about ravaging this turn, which is good. We're going to play this. Oh, it's a defend card. No, I want to make sure I get my moons out. Play this and this. Those are my 3 moons. And I have what I need there. Oh, this is good. Alright, I'll be able to kill that city. And then my last thing, which could be helpful. Not that helpful. Not that helpful. Is this. Alright, so I can defend 4 because I unlock this. I have 2 water and 4 vegetation. I have the repeat creepers tear into mortar. I can do that power 3 times. I gotta put the energy out for these 2 cards. 4 money left. Great. Alright. Target spirit adds a presence up to 1 away from their presence. I'm going to be able to use my destroyed presence. I can do that freely. Oh, when adding to the board via growth. Did not do it via growth. Yeah, I think I messed that rule up before. So via growth. So via growth, I could have done that freely. So I'm going to add, I'm going to leave 1 there. And I'm going to take 1 money away because I wouldn't have that money. Yeah, when I added a presence before, I think it was due to an event card. I should have taken it from here instead of my destroyed spirit. So just at the next, if I took it from there, I could have in growth done the presence from my destroyed spirit, so like that would have evened out. But yeah, the steady regeneration only matters via growth. So now, so I had 1 less money, which is fine. I'll be good with money next turn. Now I'm going to use get the proliferation to add this last presence to the board, and I'm going to add it 1 away from another presence of mine. I'm going to put it in those sands. My last thing, I get to push and explore, but there's none there, and I'm going to add a wilds. It doesn't matter. No. My last one, I'm going to push. I'm just going to push this here and prevent that build. So this shield is useless. I'm going to take that away. All right, we are good. I have 2 slow power cards and then my slow innate power. We're going to go to the rest of the turn. We're not blighted. We're going to go to the event card. We are in tower level 2 still. Invaders do +3 damage per land when ravaging in lands with presence. They will not be ravaging. I'm glad I moved that explorer. Oh, each beast destroys a explorer. And then the last option, each spirit with at least 3 Dahan among its lands may use a slow power now instead of later. Really don't have any need to do that, so I'm not going to. We have no earned fear cards. We're going to ravage here and here. Nothing doing. We're going to build here and here. We would build here, except I'm going to just prevent. Oh, yep. I have a sacred place there, so I'm good. I'm going to I'm going to prevent that build by destroying that presence. And then we're going to explore. We're exploring in jungles and sands. So there is a source that's next to the ocean. There's no source here. There is a source, and there is a source. Slow power phase. I am going to do this power 3 times in a land where I have presence. So I get to kill this city. That generates 2 fear and a fear card. Alright, so this is done. I can add a strife. mine. I'll add a strife here. Push one Dahan. Each remaining Dahan takes 1 damage. Alright, and I can push a city and push these advance. Or push 3 Dahan. I will push 1 Dahan this way. Because why not? Alright, so we're going to take these 2 money, put them there. And now we go back to growth phase. I am going to reclaim all my cards. Now, since it's via growth, I can add a presence using my destroyed spirit. I will add a presence here to that I can via growth. All right, I'm going to add another presence here, and then I have +1 card play this turn. Let me make sure that makes sense. I'll have 6 money. Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. So I used both those. I'm going to play 5 cards. I'm definitely playing this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Oh, that's cool. I actually unlocked that special one. Defense 6, remove a blight. Oh, that's even better. I get the 3 money for my presence. So I actually don't even need to put this here. I'll do the defend. And I'll take this away. So I'm defending 6. I am, this costs, this is 4. Defending 6. So that is exhausted. I can gather a I have to gather into a land that doesn't have invaders. Man, it's a really weak card for my hand. No, belaboring this. I feel like I'm messing something up. Alright, we'll just change this one out with this because this one's better. I have, oh, but I want a moon. Do this. I'm spending all my money. I do have the access to defend. Oh, I get to defend 5 and remove a blight. I will defend 5 here and remove a defend 4 and remove a blight. So this goes on a blight card. So I have the 3. I could, yeah, I had the 3 waters, the 1 earth, and then the 5 plants. Cool. And I have the 2 moons and the 3 plants. So I do have this power. The Creeper's Tower to mortar twice. I push. I'm gonna push this guy here, and I'm gonna add a wild because it's a mountain. The rest of my powers are slow. All right, so we're gonna move on. We now have the rest of the turn, so we're still healthy. We're going to go to event card, Healthy Island for the rest of the turn. Towns and cities have +1 health. Each beast destroys one explorer. So this explorer is dead. On each board, add a Dahan to a coastal land with Dahan. So this will get another Dahan. Earn Fear card. Terror level 2. Each player chooses a different land with Dahan. 1 damage per Dahan there. We'll just destroy this. Ravaging. This is defended 1,000,000. The rest of them have no invaders. Building. This disease prevents build. The other sands does nothing to build on. Jungle doesn't build, and I'm going to destroy one of my spirit to prevent that build. Explore action. Mountains and wetlands. There is a source for both of these wetlands. There is a source for this mountain. This wilds prevents this explore. We're going to advance the invader cards, and then we go to slow actions. In target land is coastal. Destroy all explorers and towns. We're destroying everything here. Generates 2 fear because there were 2 towns there. And since all towns and cities are destroyed, we have reached victory condition for terror level 2. Cool. All right, well, that was it. Yeah, again, I always, maybe it's just me, and I get that analysis paralysis as you get late in the game, which makes me, not appreciate the win sometimes. But yeah, that was cool to see some of the strength of Rampant Green kind of really coming out. Just never had a place a blight on the card on the board. The only blight I lost was because of the event card, where I chose the option that caused me to take a blight off of the Healthy Island card and put it back in the box. Other than that, we never had a situation that caused blight. With against Sweden too is really important, because again, if it's doing 6 damage, you have to add 2 blight. So the ability for me to say nope, I'm gonna keep putting presence where I need to, so I can destroy my presence and prevent ravaging. Ended up working out really well. So let's see what this card was, just for fun. Immediately in its board, destroy 1 presence and remove 1 town. All right, and there's only been 3 blight per player, so we would not have had much of a cushion had we been forced to go to Blighted Island, and obviously everything gets a lot harder in the Blighted Island phase. But I mean, ultimately, it's always nice to be able to win in victory in Terror level 2. Just shows a level of dominance over the board, which is cool. And that's that. So I will come back to Spirit Island every now and again, and we'll see, and just try to switch up the adversaries. It will almost guaranteed be a different spirit I'll be playing with, and we will see what happens from there. But thanks again for watching Solo Playthroughs. Please engage with me as much as you want to through the site in the comments section. Let me know if I mess up any rules. I know I used the steady regeneration wrong that one time, but again, I would have been able to do something different the next round, so that is fine. Don't think it affected gameplay at all, or results at all, so always happy about that. But yeah, thanks again for joining me. Happy gaming, and I will see you next time. Take care.